Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how to make SMMA easy, how to make signing clients for your social media marketing agency easy, how to make getting results for your social media marketing agency very easy. I could have also titled this video how to not make your life hard, okay? Because I see so many agency owners out there make their life so hard, right? And it becomes almost near impossible to get results for your agency and to sign clients for your agency. And no wonder so many people end up giving up simply because they just hate the process, right? Why? Because they're making their life hard. Okay, so in this video I'm going to be covering 2 ways that you can make running a social media marketing agency just a piece of cake. Now, the first thing is process to the sale, okay? A clear process to the sale and a process that is very seamless, okay? Now, just to give you an idea, here is how most sales processes look like for most agency owners out there, right? So they're gonna send out just imagine this is an email. They're gonna send out an email to a person, to a prospect, and another email to a prospect, and another email to a prospect, okay? And this process just repeats day on end every single day, and the results are tied to the amount of emails they can they can send and the amount of responses they're gonna get, right? And so this is a very, very poor way. By the way, this guy's not happy, okay? This is these guys are obviously neutral. They haven't shown any interest in working with an agency, and so this is a very poor way of going about signing clients for your agency. It's definitely doable, okay? And I definitely started here, but that's really why I'm recording this video for you guys, so you don't have to go through this pain, right? Now, I truly believe it's good to get bruised up by going through this process. I truly believe that, every single beginner that gets into social media marketing agency, you guys should go through this process to just understand how painful this is, okay? And just how, you are making your life hard. Very, very hard. And we do not want to make our lives hard, okay? Why? Because it's almost inevitable that you end up hating the thing you're doing if you go about it this way, right? Here is how my process looks like. And here's kind of the process that I teach my students and kind of the process that truly changed things up for me when I started implementing, okay? The way you do this is just imagine yourself as an entity, okay? In the middle, here is you, very happy agency owner, okay? And then there's prospects coming to you, okay? There's prospects coming to you, and they come from this world that you have built, okay? This world that you have built called automation, okay? Now, automation can take place in various different platforms. Another great way of having people come to you is by building a personal brand or by creating content, right? And so you get inbound leads. Now, I don't recommend, a personal brand is a kind of like another sphere that you can create, right? A personal brand. I don't recommend this guy right here. I don't recommend this sphere for complete beginners. I don't recommend this sphere for agency owners that are just starting out, right? Why? Because I truly believe it distracts you from, growing your agency. So I think that as long as you have control and you've got this automation sphere on lock, then you're pretty good, okay? Automation can also take place through a case study. Automation can take place through a free training, free masterclass, right? Where people are qualifying themselves to you, right? Yes, you're putting your agency and your services and yourself out there to a large cohort of people, but then that cohort of people is gonna really narrow down to the people that are genuinely interested in your service, and you're gonna have people come to you, okay? And this is a much more blissful way of going about building an agency. Why? Because you've been able to remove yourself from the sphere in a way, right? From the equation, right? If you imagine this as a 3D plane, you are removed from the sphere, right? They're coming to you. And so that is what I want you guys to understand. We're not going, 1 equals 1, right? We're going, we have mass outreach, right? So I don't know, 100 goes to 2 that are genuinely interested, and then we focus on these people, right? We focus on these people. We don't focus on these guys right here. So that's really the first thing that I want you guys to keep in mind, a clear process to a sale, right? This is also why I've never pitched my coaching or consulting services. All the students that I've had up to now, by the way, if you guys are watching this, love you guys, but all the students that I've had, they've literally come from either a free training, a case study, they've come from just completely organically, inbound leads. So I've never done any outreach. I've never even pitched or sold any of my consulting services. They've literally just come to me, right? And that is the power of building a machine where you can remove yourself as much from the equation as possible. And that can only be done by building an automated system through a case study, through, for example, a messaging funnel, right, that I have in place, et cetera, et cetera. So that's really the first thing that you guys need to keep in mind. I hope that you guys understood that. I don't want to get too esoteric because I want to keep this, I want to keep this digestible, obviously. But yeah, I really want you guys to understand the principle behind it and the mindset behind it. Okay, so that is how we make our lives easy as an agency owner. Okay, the second way is a clear process to results. Here is how most agency owners have a process to results, right? They sign a client, if they get paid, and then they're like, damn, now I need to get results for this client, right? And it's just a mess. Why? Because while they should be celebrating, they're actually thinking, how am I gonna get results for this client? How on earth am I actually gonna be able to produce insane results for this client and have them stay on for a very long time? Why? Because they don't have a predictable process to results, right? It's all over the place. They're just testing so many different variables. It's going up and down and testing a bunch of things and et cetera, right? Now, this is understandable if you're just starting out because you haven't really had that, those case scenarios and that experience to understand what leads to results. But to give you guys an idea, here's how my process to results for e-commerce clients looks like, right? They pay, then they get onboarded, and then, we know what campaigns we need to run. We know what ad copies are gonna work best. We know, for example, the campaigns we break down by, for example, the retargeting campaigns, hot and warm traffic, right? Then the cold audiences. For example, in the warm and hot traffic, we can have the DPAs running. We usually compile the same custom audiences, right? For cold audience, the great thing, and that's why I push it so hard as well, is since I'm in a sub niche, right? I'm an e-commerce agency, but I'm focusing in one sub niche. I know what type of cold audiences are gonna work, what type of magazines we can tap into, what type of influencers, personal brands we can tap into as interest targeting to make this work for us, right? So we know what cold campaigns and retargeting campaigns are really gonna work. Obviously, there's still gonna be a lot of testing for that client, right? But it's not a hypothesis. It's almost a proven step-by-step system, okay? So, when it comes to ads, we know what the process looks like, okay? When it comes to creatives, for example, we know what creatives we need to put out, right? Why? Because I'm also in that sub niche. I know what type of creatives work. We break it down into, for example, IG story creatives, what creatives we're gonna run on the feeds, what creatives, for example, we're gonna use for our email flows to humanize that whole interaction. And so, we know all the type of creatives that are really going to give us a niche, right, and help us tell this story. For example, we know, speaking of story, we know what story we're going to tell, right, and this is going to come through our ad copy, right, our ad copy or emails. So there's going to be a whole narrative to this, right? There's going to be a whole narrative, and that's going to determine our customer journey, okay? Customer journey, okay? And this is what a lot, I feel like a lot of agencies don't even give any thought to the customer journey and telling the story. They just go on the Facebook ads, right? Let's just run some Facebook ads and try to be profitable. And what you guys don't understand is, like, sure, you might get profitable in this, right? You might make money, but like you might be leaving so much money by not doing this right, by not putting enough attention on the creatives, on the actual storytelling, on making sure there's actually a clear process to the sale, or making sure that there's a funnel, right? And so that's another thing, like funnel. We know what funnels are going to work. Like, is it going to be a discovery set funnel? For example, is it going to be a bundle, right? With a high average order value. So we take a look at the high, the average order value. We take a look at the profit margins, right? And doing that, we determine the cost benchmarks which you should for every stage of the funnel. Okay. So I don't want to get too esoteric, but you guys can clearly see that we've got there's a very clear process to the result. Okay. And guys, this is a kind of like an iterative process, right? Obviously, it's an iterative process, but the wheel usually spins in a very similar way for most clients. That's really what I want you guys to take away from this video is the key here is predictability, okay? And predictability, I'm not gonna write the whole word, but predictability is what makes your life easy as an agency owner. Knowing that, to get to a specific result, you can just drive them through this whole process, and at the end of it, we're gonna come out with sales on our e-commerce store. And by the way, I'm just talking, this is specifically for e-commerce, but it still applies if you're doing ads for local businesses, et cetera, right? So that is the final thing that I want to speak about in this video, which is a clear process to results. So we've covered a clear process to a sale, right? Making sure that we can remove ourselves from the equation and almost have people come to us. And that gives you, not only does it put you kind of in the driver's seat and gives you authority, but also it saves you a ton of time, okay? The final thing is a clear process to results, so that when you get paid, you're not freaking out because you don't know how to get them these results that they paid for, right? There's a very clear process to the sale. So Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. That is it. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and drop a big thumbs up. YouTube just loves when that thing turns blue. So go ahead and do that. I'd really appreciate it. Also, leave down below any comments, any questions you may have on this video and anything related to SMMA or entrepreneurship. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, there's so much content coming out on entrepreneurship and a 360 approach to SMMA with a specific focus on sales, outreach, and e-commerce. So go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And the final thing, guys, is I'm releasing a mini course on Instagram as an IGTV series. If you guys haven't checked that out, it's honestly amazing. It's called 0 to 10K a month with SMMA, and I'm gonna be releasing episodes twice a week. So if you don't wanna miss that, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. And as always, guys, hope everything's going well in your agency journey, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Peace.